All right, so I thought I'd make a video of this. They kind of turned out pretty cool. I just out of some leftover 1x4s, I bought too many for the other project. I don't even remember what I made out of them. I forgot. Oh, those, I had used them on the edge band around one of the tables I made for the fall festival, which I didn't get to. This is the first year I didn't get something there to donate. We had some issues and weren't able to make it, so I didn't get to take my table this year, but I'm just gonna put a little bit of tongue oil on them to finish them up, but I thought I'd walk you through it because these are going to hang. My wife needed something to dry her quilt material on, so I'm gonna put some PVC pipes in here. Just cut them about 5 foot, and then it'll be able to hang on the wall like this when it's not in use. And then I'm gonna put a little wedge thing here that'll, you can push. It's just gonna put a dowel rod through there. Should have built it beforehand, but I didn't really think of what I was gonna do until I started staining it and sitting here thinking. So I'm just gonna make a little triangle and on a dowel rod, on a dowel, probably just one of these old things. I save these when I get done, so I have a whole bunch of these little dowels. And so I'll just probably put that on there where you can just push that in and it'll keep it at an angle, and she can put 3 or 4 different types of material to hang on there. But I thought, well, dang, these would be really good for fishing poles, gun cabinet, whatever. You could make them and do whatever you wanted to with them. They were really simple, tons of designs out there. I got my idea from one of those clothes drying racks, and then I thought, well, I can just hang this on the wall and it can fold out of the way to save her some room. So anyway, these are 2 foot long. Just cut them out of 1x. These are 6 inches, I think. They might be 8, I can't remember. And then I just used a roll of masking tape and kind of held it to the edge of each side and traced my corners on here so they would radius. So here's what I was talking about. I'll just put this in there. I used a roll of tape, but you could use a round puck light, a grinder disc, spray paint can, whatever you want, whatever you got. Quart of stain, but I just kind of line it up with my fingers till it feels like it's right there on the sides, and just make a little line. And that's ever how big of a radius you want. You want something a little bigger, use something a bigger diameter, you know, and then you get a little bit bigger radius. So that's easy, it's close enough. You don't have to measure all these. You could go and measure 2 inches in, 2 inches in, or whatever, you know, your diameter is, and try to line it up on there. But to me, your fingers work well for lots of things, you know. Just that feels like it's both at the edge and should be pretty much centered, and there you go. And this one, you don't have to down here, but this one you'll need to, so that it'll, if you're gonna make it rotate. And then I just used I don't remember what size of the Forstner bit to drill my hole, and a jigsaw. I used the square or whatever, I don't even know what, framing square, whatever these are, to get, I think it was 10 degrees, and I just lined it up with the edge of the circle and 10 degrees and drew me my 2 lines. Figure it's good enough for a shelf. If you're gonna do a fishing pole or something like that, you might want it a little different. I found when I made my fishing pole holder that since it's vertical and not leaning up against a wall, depending on your reel size, gravity wants to pull them out of the hole. So you really want to have them at a pretty good steep angle so that the fishing pole will hit that and won't fall out. So, and then just got me some T-nuts and some washers, 1/4 inch, and that'll slide in here to be my swivel. And that's really about it, but you know, pretty simple. I used my new router table that I had built. There's a short video on that. I think it's Woodworking by West or something. He was showing how he makes his, and in his comments he basically says that's the only router table he's ever used. So I figure, why go spend the money, and I'll just make mine. This is actually the first time I've ever actually used a router that didn't screw up my work. I don't have steady hands or something. I just cannot freehand a router. So that saved me a lot, made it be able to just kind of slide these around and through the holes and everything, and get the little round over on all edges. And that makes it look nice, but it also, you know, makes it easier to slide your bars in and stuff if you don't get caught on the corners. So anyway, that's about it. I'll let this dry a day or 2, then I'll go hang it in there for her. But like I said, pretty simple. I might offset these so it'll make it easier to mount on the wall, so they're offset of the center a little bit, and then I'll just put 2 screws into the studs, and that'll be it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you get some ideas from this. That's kind of what I do, you know, just watch a bunch of videos and then pick the one or the multiple and put them all together and make it your own type thing. Or you can exact copy other things if you want. Doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong way. Sometimes plans are good, and other times it's just figure it out as you go. Well, there it is. One thing I forgot to mention was to get these corners, you know, most people will use like a belt sander or a oscillating sander, those rigid orange ones, whatever you've seen. I just took my belt sander that I got, a little Ryobi thing, and made me a little plate that I just kind of clamp it down to. Put that in here so you can see what I'm talking about. And then I just use a little piece of plywood to kind of raise it up so that it's gets the whole belt and it's not against the table. And that's what I use. It works pretty good. And then for the insides, I just bought one of those drum sanders that fit on a drill from Amazon or whatever. If I put it on my drill press, it probably would work better. I forget who it is, but somebody, just a curly-headed guy. Forget what his channel is. Kind of older guy. It's where I got the tung oil and poly recipe from. I love his channel. I'll have to find it and I'll put it in down here in a little text box or whatever. But he builds first thing he does is for a drill press is builds a table to actually use, because drill presses are typically for metal, not woodworking, and so he builds a drill press table to help him with the woodworking. And if you had that, then you could get in here and get these really good. But like I said, this is just a hang quilt material on to dry, so I just held it and, you know, kind of did it by hand a little bit. It's pretty rough, but won't matter. Okay, I think that's all. So 2 foot, 2 foot, 6 inches, 6 inches tape, a roll of tape or any kind of round object to give you the radius that you want. And I just matched that on all pieces. I tried out my new router table to kind of round over all the edges to make it just smoother looking, and it just looks prettier to me to have it rounded. And then, you know, cut this out with the Forstner bit, whatever size you need. And then I used my square to give it a 10-degree angle and cut those out with the jigsaw. It wouldn't fit on my small little bandsaw because it doesn't have the depth or whatever. And that's really about it. Okay, there they are, right here. Just got that little block in there. I'm gonna have to put a little screw, because if you push down and there's some weight way out here, it'll probably slide it down, as you can see there. I thought the magnet would be enough to hold it, but it's not. So I'll probably just drill a hole, and then you can just put a screw in there, and then hold it up there. So that'll probably work. And then you can just take that out real quick and fold them down so you can walk by if you need to. And then you just would put this back up and put your thing back in there, and there you go. So this is how she does it. She sprays that some kind of fabric stuff to make it stiff, so that when you sew these together, anyway, I don't know, something for quilting. Anyway, she sprays it on there, and then she has to let them dry because you kind of soak it. But this is how she'll use it, and sometimes she has had a couple up there, like 3 at a time. So anyway, like I said, you could, you know, just mount this straight on the wall, use it for rod holders. If you wanted to mount them vertically, you would need to make that steeper, like I said about the gravity or whatever. But anything that hangs, it'd be great. And if you want something that folds out of the way, then this design would be perfect for that. As always, get out there, do something. We thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.